I think one of the most interesting things about the latest record you guys have out is that you wrote it on the road.
We'd never done it before. The idea behind it was, it was to just keep creative and keep making new music whilst obviously getting to tour the world and visit lots of lovely countries. And it actually was a brilliant way of working. It was very spontaneous and loose and really fun, and working in different studios and different cities around the world definitely gave lots of different colours and tones to the record itself. All in all, it was great. Everything that we were doing in the studio was completely new. In fact, we were writing a lot of stuff in the studio. The collaborations we did with Keane, those songs were just like sketches, and they really all came together when we were actually in the studio working. And the same can be said quite a few of the other songs. We were feeling our way a little bit. So we didn't road test them at all. We just kind of chucked them together in the studio. But normally when you make a bigger record, like a full LP, there's a sense of expectation. With this, it really was just experimenting and having fun and not really thinking too hard about where it would end up. And I think as a result, it's probably the kind of the loosest sounding record that we made in a really good way. We finished the EP in like October and had very limited expectations of how it would do and how it would be perceived. And it did really great in the UK when it came out, in actually a lot more anticipation than we expected, and it went to #1, and we were pretty excited by that. So in fact, on the back of that, we then ended up coming out here to the States, and we did a tour in the UK of like these weird and wonderful forests, and it actually created a lot more live stuff than we thought it would. They fitted really well into the live set and have now become an integral part of it. I think our two favourite ways of travelling are getting on the train or just getting on the tour bus. I mean, we grew up in a small town in England, and I think that idea of those kind of big chrome-plated tour buses sort of travelling from one side of the States across to the other was just this like nebulous dream that was miles away, and so ever since we've had the chance to come to America and do those kind of tours, we've absolutely loved it. Tim and Jesse, who plays bass, I think they got drunk in a pub in Dublin like last year sometime, and they were like, we've got to make a country record. They both love their country music, so I'm absolutely delighted that they've actually got around to making it, because it's can be one of those things that's just a pipe dream and never really happens, but they're so dedicated, those two. It's a really great record and they're great live. I'm really excited for them. This is our last date of this tour, and we've been in America for a month, and everyone said you're crazy to tour America in the middle of summer. We've had an incredible time, so I was just reading the weather forecast for when we go back home, and like England it's pissing it down with rain, it's freezing cold, everyone's miserable. So I don't think I'd choose to go back to England if I could. Probably go and lie on a beach in the Caribbean somewhere.